Dumb Audi, bro, I'll fucking kill you, fam. I'll fucking end you. Watch, alright, if you're on badness, yeah? If you're on badness, alright, listen, I'm coming outside your school tomorrow. Be there, have your shank, and we'll see where I'm going.
Hey yo, what's happening? What's going on, MDB family? Alright, y'all, so before I jump into this video, man, be sure to watch the whole thing, guys. This is very, very important. I have a great video topic for y'all today. Before I continue, I have a group chat on Instagram called the Red Pill Zone. Now this is a community group chat strictly for my high value guys on this channel, so if you are subscribed, send us a request down below, linked in description to join. Guys, this group chat is filling up very fast, so send us a request message and we'll send you an invite to save your spot. Okay guys, this group chat is all about, you know, female nature. We talk about business, investing, to make sure, you know what I'm saying, you guys have everything you need to become better every single day. You know what I'm saying? We talk about these things so that we can all grow. We hold ourselves accountable, and especially beginning of this year, guys, we set our goals. We're setting our goals and we're keeping each other accountable. So if you are interested, if that excites you, send us a request down below, linked in description. So guys, I hope you watched the intro video today. Now, the cost of not understanding female nature. I said this before, guys. You meet the wrong female can really ruin your life, really mess up your life, right? And, you know, God forbid something happens to you because you don't understand this material, right guys? And I'm talking to you beta males. I'm talking to you beta males. I'm not talking about the red pill guys that, you know, already know this stuff. I'm talking about you beta male simps, because you guys don't want, because I can't force you to take the red pill. I prescribe to those who are willing to hear, right? Are willing to really want to change their lives and really want to see the truth, right guys? The cost of you not knowing female nature could be really drastic. And in this example today, guys, the story that was caught a couple days ago about, you know, a couple of kids in grade 7, right? These 13-year-olds, like, it's just crazy. This 13-year-old girl set up her boyfriend because he was shouting at her. He was shouting at her. Let me read the full story for you guys, because this is what the summarize everything, guys. The girlfriend supposedly sent out nudes to her friends, her guy friends, right? And her boyfriend found out about it and got mad and started shouting at her, right? Now, instead of admitting, you know, okay, maybe I messed up, you know what I'm saying, I shouldn't have done that. Instead of doing that, she went ahead and tried to set her man up and said it would be a good idea for her to set up her man so that she can get a kick out of it, right? Because she feels the need to go through all that trouble just to get back at him for shouting at her about doing this unnecessary, like doing this thing, like it's disrespectful, right? It's crazy to me, because she said, oh, I want to set up my boyfriend because, you know, he was shouting at me, he's being annoying, so I'm gonna set him up, rob him, right, backdoor him essentially, and stab him. Oh, and she said, I think she added, oh, don't kill him or anything, just stab him just a little bit, you know, just so that he can get the message, just so that I can get back at him for doing me wrong. You see how dumb that sounds, guys? Right? Let me read the full story for y'all guys, because guys, I'm gonna put it up on the screen anyways, but since it's kind of blurry, I'm gonna just read it out for y'all, okay? My boyfriend has been pissing me off lately, and yesterday he shouted at me for sending nudes to someone else. So I want to set him up to get robbed or stabbed, but not killed. So just stab him in the hand or something. To teach him a lesson. I will bring him to the destination for you to do it. Snap me if you want to do it. Need it done this week. So this was all a Snapchat story, guys. And one thing led to another. Whoever like this again, the murderer was a 13-year-old boy. Like, let's keep it a buck, y'all. That's kind of weird. That's fucked up. Like, that whole situation, like, really ended up killing the guy over some bullshit, right? He ended up the boyfriend ended up losing his life over not handling the situation properly. And I don't want to sound like, okay, you know, I don't want to sound like it's like 100% his fault, right? It's not 100% his fault, of course not. But I'm just saying, guys, he could have approached that situation in a different way. Let me explain, guys. The fact that he was shouting, he's a boy, right? He doesn't understand, you know what I'm saying? He you know, he's still going through puberty. He still doesn't understand his own self, right? In all honesty, I don't even think y'all should get into no relationships before high school. Like, I think that's, yeah, children do it and all that, but like, it just, relationships are grown folks things, you know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be getting into no relationship, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you're trying to understand yourself. These guys are kids, man. These guys are like just turned teenagers, right? They're not in high school, they're in grade 7, so they're in grade school and they're in a relationship. So let me explain what he could have done differently, because he approached the situation very emotionally, right? He was shouting at her. That's what she claimed, right? In the article or the story or whatever. He was shouting at her, right? But the real, like, guys, I told you before, girls do not like when guys are emotional, right? And you should be emotionally unavailable when dealing with chicks in general, guys, because that's alpha. You don't, because guys, if your girl is showing thought tendencies, then you know exactly how to deal with her. My red pill guys know exactly how to deal with women like that, right? Women that show red flags in the relationship, women that have man best friends, women that can't abide to your principles. That's a red flag. If a guy in a relationship says, okay, no man best friends, if we're gonna be exclusive, you cannot have man best friends, or you cannot, you know what I'm saying, or you do not mention man best friends in my face, because that's disrespectful and that's just my principle. There's nothing insecure about it, because you're a man and you're just laying down principles and what you believe in, right? What should go and what shouldn't go, because you're the man, right? Now, if she doesn't respect that, that's a red flag right there. And I assume that this girl had a lot of man best friends, but which unfortunately this 13-year-old kid didn't understand that, right? Because guys, we as a collective, guys, we lost at birth. We are at a major disadvantage at birth, because we are not put on game out the womb. We are not put on game when we're little kids. I'm gonna keep it 100. We are naturally, you know, bad kids, right? But the mom comes in and starts correcting us, you know what I'm saying? Stop acting like this, you know what I'm saying? Stop, you need to act like a good boy to get a reward. You know what I'm saying? You can't act bad all the time. You can't go around punching kids, because you know that's kind of like alpha qualities where, you know, you go about and do whatever the fuck you feel like you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the mother's touch kind of like squashes that and corrects us to be good boys. You know what I'm saying? So and then our mothers and our simp fathers don't teach us female nature. They teach us the blue pill narrative, the propaganda, which is be a good guy, go after women, put them up on a pedestal. You're put on this earth to cater to a woman at all times. You need to tell her she's pretty, you need to buy her food, you need to make sure the woman is happy at all times. You know what I'm saying? Go get a job, go to school, go get a job, find a wife, marry that wife, make sure she's happy, you know, happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm saying? Have kids and live happily ever after, right? That's what we were taught. That's what all of us were taught, right? A lot of beta males, that's why a lot of guys are stuck into the matrix, because they don't understand. They can't understand. They can't fathom that what these red pill guys are saying is true, or they can't handle the real truth, because you know, we've been taught since a very young to think a certain way, to think one-dimensionally, right? Because it fits the female imperative, because we live again in a gynocentric society. Our moms can't afford to tell us the game. On the other hand, women are put up on game a lot earlier than us. Of course, it's sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? They've been put on game very early, right? Now, all a woman has to do is really just show up. But again, guys, they've been put up on game, and a woman's game is just manipulation, right? But we never learned that until for most guys very later on in their lives, right? If they never run into any of these red pill channels, they're always gonna think one-dimensionally, and that's the truth, right? To some degree, that is the truth. It's funny because this girl, she hasn't even reached her sexual prime yet. She's 13. A woman's sexual prime starts at around the age of 14, 15, you know, grade 9, when they first get into high school. You know what I'm saying? They are exposed to all these different types of guys, these high class guys, these guys on the basketball team, these guys that run track, these guys that are, you know, quote unquote, the popular kids, right? Guys that have the most status in the school. Women's prime starts around that time, and the wall, we like to call it the wall, when females start to lose attractiveness. You know what I'm saying? It hits around the age of, you know, 28 to 32, right, guys? And not to say all women hit the wall at that age, you know, because some women, you know, they're on their shit. You know what I'm saying? They have their shit together. They work out, they eat healthy, you know, they're not obese, you know what I'm saying? They have their shit together, right? The wall approaches a lot later on. For example, Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is almost 50, I think she's in her 50s right now. And look at her now. Go back and look at the photos of her at the age of 30. Okay, then you'll understand what I'm trying to talk about. But yeah, so she hasn't even reached her sexual prime yet, and she's doing all these things, which is crazy to me. So already she's displaying Tatiana tendencies. She's displaying 3 or 4 tendencies. Shout out to Steph is cold, you know what I'm saying? And what a 3 or 4 is, it's just a hoe. Punch 3 or 4 in the calculator and turn it upside down. If you do not know female nature, guys, things could go wrong really, really fast. And it might not maybe be losing your life, but like, you guys can go through stress at work, maybe lose your job, maybe you lose your apartment, your car, not knowing female nature. You don't understand that women have imprints, so you go out and try to get into a relationship with a baby mama that doesn't bear your kids. You know what I'm saying? And then you and then you try to move in with the chick, and then as soon as baby father comes around, your ass is on the curb. And now you're like, what do I do now? This is why I say, guys, female nature is very important. It's not something that you just brush off and forget about it. Especially if you've been exposed to red pill. You can't just go back into your ways, because you're no longer ignorant, because you've seen it, you've heard about the material, but you don't want to apply it. So you going back into your blue pill tendencies, it's just retarded. It's stupid. These guys are not even in their sexual prime, man, guys. And another thing with the whole sexual prime thing, you know, women start very early. Us guys, we start later on, very later on into our lives, right? We start at the age of anywhere from 28 to 35, right? 28 to 35, you start making that money off your career. You finish college, you found that job, and now you're racking in that salary, and it feels good. You know what I'm saying? Now you have your pickings, because now, guys, we have our shit together. We have a nice car. We have our own place. We're making a lot of money. That is when a guy is in his sexual prime, around the ages of 28 to 35 and onwards, right? Our body's on point, but the only way we can reach our sexual prime, guys, later on, is if we put in the work in now. If we put in the work in now, as in our 20s, right? In our later teens. If we put in the work then, our sexual prime can come a lot earlier than 30, depending on how much work we put in, right? And like I said before, guys, a man's sexual prime is equivalent to a woman's sexual prime in like her most attractive years, right? Because then we have natural selection. We can now then use hypergamy to our advantage, because we are in our sexual prime at that age. So guys, it's just I just wanna put it out there, guys. Like, do as much as you can to try to understand how females act, and understand what they do and why they do it, because a female, like, they could really mess up your life. Like, if you run into the wrong female, guys, and you don't know how to handle her, don't know how to handle the situation, it could really mess up your life. And another big tip, guys, don't be trying to bang chicks and you got no job, and you got no car, and you got no place. You shouldn't be worrying about chicks if you don't have your life together first. Let me say it again. You should not be worrying about chicks if you do not have your life together first. Because what happens if you have a kid and you still live with mama? Mama ain't gonna take care of your kid. They're gonna kick your ass out, and you have to fend for that quick. Cause you're gonna have to find money, find ways to protect your family, because your family starts at that moment. At that moment when you get that pregnancy test coming back positive. At that very moment, you have to be ready for what happens next. And I'll leave it at that. But guys, that's it for today's video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. As always, guys, check out my Instagram below. I do free one-on-one consultations and coaching, so if you need help reach out, guys. If you have a question that needs to be answered, reach out. My DMs are always open. Okay, be sure to check out these videos before you leave. Peace.